MME. As we know, in eNode B is the only RF element we are having now. So MME is the another one we are going to add. Okay. Okay. So with MME is, as we discussed earlier, it's the controlling is a major task of eNode B or of MME. Right. So all the controlling functionalities is being handled by the mobility management MME, right? Mobility management entity, right? So I'll say it is responsible for all the control functioning like controlling eNode B, right? All the updates, like we used to have something called location area update when we talked about the circuit switch networks, voice calls, but we have the routing area update when we talked about packet switch. Now we have here something called tracking areas, and for that we have tracking area update, right, which we call it as which is a functionality of our mobility management entity MME, right. Now if any subscriber, like, as it is from the mobility management, so it always helps in the sorry it it always helps in idle state mobility, self selection deselection thing, and also helps for handovers. Okay. So all the mobility functions is been handled by this. Okay, there is always an option between, as we say, X2 interface. If there is some functionality, some handover between two eNode Bs. Now, if there is no interface between two eNode Bs, so that would be something what we call it as S1 interface, S1 handover. Sorry, we have S1 interface between the eNode B and MME and eNode B and S gateway, right? We have seen it here in the diagram. S1 thing, right? This one and this one, right? So if this is not present, if this is not available, then we have to do the handover between two eNode Bs via core network. Okay, that will be S1 interface. So in that also we have some functionalities. Okay, the next functionality which has been handled by this is he is responsible for the signaling for all the SAE bearer setup and releases. Okay, as we said, for S gateway, data comes, right, and he has to inform the MME that there is a data, and the controlling part of data will be done by the MME. For which we have drawn an interface between MME and S gateway S11. Okay. Then paging is also one of our tasks. Paging send it to eNode B. eNode B will send it to the users ahead. Right. So MME is basically in pool. Right. There are number of MMEs. So there's also an MME to MME interface which I have not drawn there. Let me draw it. So if I draw MME to MME interface, the name of this interface is S10. If one MME, one mobility management entity having a certain capacity of number of users which he can handle is been, and he wants to communicate with another another MME, then he has an S10 interface where they can talk to each other. Okay. So, and also it has we have seen this, it also has some communication with SSS, HSS with S6A, so as to he can control or he can respond to the user after authenticating him. Right. So these are what I'm talking is like the basic functionalities. From the interfaces like S6A, you do interrogation of HLR or HSS. From the S gateway, he's maintaining the control flow of data. From eNode B, he's handling the mobility, tracking area updates has been done, signaling for the setup of radio bearer, right? Because as we discussed, radio bearer setup modification is all the task of eNode B. Right? If you see here, I write it here. The functionality of eNode B, wrap setup modification. All has been done by eNode B, but this is incomplete without the help of MME. Right? Because ultimately MME has to ask the HSS. Paging is one of the tasks of eNode B, but is incomplete without the MME. Right? Handover, it also helps in MME. Security is also one of the function which has been tested or checked by MME. Right? So the partial functions has been done by the eNode B and few of the one is been done by MME.